Okay, hopefully everybody can see a web page here showing NHFT library services. Do just shout up if you can't see that. Hello, my name's Lucy Vaux-Harvey. I'm Senior Customer Services Consultant at PTFS Europe. And my talk today is Koha for the Health Library user. So it's going to be very much a practical hands-on with me showing you some parts of the Koha OPAC this afternoon. So I'm going to concentrate on the OPAC, which is the public catalogue for Koha. Really just an overview this afternoon, so I've got 20 minutes and we're going to stick strictly to time. So I've got Andrew watching the clock for me. And yeah, I'm just going to pick out a few areas really to look at this afternoon. Later on, Fiona is going to do a demonstration where she's going to show you the staff interface. So she's going to show you the staff side of Koha as well. So the three things I'm going to look at this afternoon are adding content and some styling to your OPAC. So how you can tailor the OPAC for your own user base and for your own services. Then I'm going to have a look at finding resources, so running searches, what you can do with your search results in terms of saving those, perhaps exporting them, and how to extend your searches from Koha. And then finally, I'm going to have a look at the My Account feature. So this is where your users can log in, check the activity on their account, check the status of requests, that kind of thing. So those are the three areas I'm going to look at. So I'm going to start with adding content and styling, and I'm going to use an example of one of our current NHS customers. So this is Northamptonshire Healthcare Foundation Trust. They went live with Koha earlier this year, and in fact they went live I think 2 days before national lockdown. So I think it's probably a week they're never going to forget. They went live with a new library management system and then went straight into lockdown, had to work from home and all of that kind of thing. So actually, I think moving to Koha was a good godsend for them, because they did, I think initially they were all working at home. And of course, Koha is completely web-based. So they could carry on getting used to the system and setting things up and changing services and that kind of thing on Koha from home as well. So that was a good thing in terms of that, I suppose. Okay, so Northamptonshire haven't really changed very much from the delivered OPAC as it is installed, really. They have added quite a bit of content though. Just to pick out a few things, really. They've got some links added here on the left-hand side, so links to other services or to other online resources that they might have. Very easy to add these yourself. It's all very obvious in the administration area within the staff interface, which Fiona will show you later on. So just some sort of system preferences that you use to add content here. They've added a carousel of book covers in the middle section of the OPAC. This is something that we need to set up for you initially. So it needs some configuration in the background, but once it's up and running, you can control which book covers display from either a list or a report in Koha. So it's very easy to maintain that going forward. And then they've also added their Twitter feed on the right-hand side as well. So they've got some currency to the content on their OPAC, it's kept up to date. And again, this is managed through a system preference that you have access to very easily in the systems administration module. Just a little bit of code that you add in there. So very, very easy to maintain. In terms of styling and design, Northampton haven't really opted to make many changes, but you can completely transform the look and feel of the OPAC if you wanted to. So you can change background colours, fonts and styles and that kind of thing. And again, this is done within the system preferences within the admin module. So hopefully later on, Fiona's going to sort of show you and highlight a few areas where this can be done, so you can see the sort of area and see how that works in the background. But really just to give you an idea of the sort of things you can do. In terms of a new project, we discussed with you very early on if there's any special requirements that you need for the OPAC. and any sort of ideas for things that you might want to do. Then during the training, we will cover how to make those changes yourself, where you need to go within the admin screens in order to add this content or make any style changes. And then as you prepare to go live, obviously we're on hand to help you and to add some of that code if you need. If you don't have anybody in-house, you can do that yourselves. You know, we can help you with the styling and with adding the content as well. So it's certainly not something that you're sort of left to do on your own. So that's just a quick look really at sort of how you would add content and sort of the options that you've got available to you. So I'm going to move across now to one of our internal demo sites. And I'm going to show you some how to find information, how to search. I'm going to place some requests as well. So obviously I can't do that on the Northamptonshire site. So I've come across to our demo site here, just demo Koha. And I'm going to run a quick search. So community nursing. It's a very simple search box on the homepage of the OPAC. It's keyword search, and generally, although you can set the sorting, which is here, sorting for your search results, most people leave the default as relevant. So you've got a keyword search that sorts by relevance, which is very familiar to most people. It's how sort of most search engines would work. You can do a more specific search if you wanted to. So on the homepage, you have got access to different indexes, so you can search by title, author, etc. And these are my search results that have come back here. So I've got 20 results showing. I'm not sure that our bibliographic database in this demo system is that up to date. So we've got a few cover images missing here, but I think if I scroll down, yeah, you can see some book covers coming through here automatically. So you can either set those to come from Amazon or Google. If you don't subscribe to any sort of enhanced content services, you get those free book covers instead. So the first thing to point out really here is that on this demo system, we have done some customization. So in the delivered OPAC, links to place reservations, request articles are just textual links, whereas here we've converted them into buttons. So we've done that again with a bit of CSS code, again, which is very accessible to you in the staff interface to make those changes. And I think if we scroll further down, we've highlighted the electronic resource links, which again would just be textual links in the delivered OPAC. But here we've added an icon, some colours, just so that it makes the electronic resource link stand out a little bit more. So again, just some more ideas of what you can do. So I'm just going to place an article request really just to sort of show you the sort of things you can do from here. So if I click on request article, first thing I'm asked to do is to log in, which I can just log into my, oh, sorry, can't make any requests from that material. Just bear with me, let me just go back. Pick the right one. Okay, so the journal article feature is actually quite new to Koha. It's one of these features that's been added to the core code. It's not something you need to buy as an extra module. It comes with sort of standard Koha. It's very easy to enable if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, you can disable it, and it doesn't show anywhere within the catalogue. So you wouldn't see those links if you didn't have it enabled. It doesn't appear in sort of policy lists and that kind of thing in the staff interface as well. So it's one of those things you can choose to use if you wish to, but if not, you can just turn it off. And it allows your users to request photocopies of journal articles that you have in stock. So it could be electronic journals as well as print journals. I'm just going to add in a quick title in here. Doing a bit of a topical one today. And you can see that you could add in, I can add in a volume and issue number here if I wanted to, and some page numbers. And then I just place request. So it's a nice simple online form that you use. And this takes you through, once you've completed the screen, completed the form, it takes you through to your account, which we're going to come back and look at in a little bit anyway. But you can see here that I've got my article request link here. It's showing a status of pending. And this request has now been sent through to the staff interface to be picked up by members of staff and to be dealt with and obtained from them. And again, I think this is something that Fiona's going to show you when she does her demonstration. She's actually going to have a look at this request on the staff side and see what you would do to manage that request. And as it goes through that process of being obtained and completed, the status will change in here. So your users can see how that request is being processed as well. So I'm just going to go back onto the home screen. Just going to run that search again. So we've looked at search results, just picked up one of these sort of services that you can offer. If I have a look at the cart now, just to show you how you can save some of these results as well and what you can do with those. So if I just tick a couple of results here, I can either add items actually in this demo system. This is another example of where we've customized a little bit. I'm calling it the cart here, which is a temporary sort of folder where you can add records or your search results to. We've actually renamed it as folder because we didn't like it as cart. So again, something else that you can do, you can relabel options in the OPAC so that they sort of fit for your services and for your users as well. So if we wanted to add those to the cart, we could do it individually from the button, but we could also use this add to option at the top here. So I ticked 3 items here. I've added them to my folder and they're now available here. So if I click into there, you can see that they're saved in here. Now I can email them to myself, so I could send those as an email to myself for reference. I could download them, and one of the options there is, if I choose a format here, you see RIS, that will export those records into a standard format that you can use in bibliographic software. So if someone was doing some research, they could export those in the correct format for using them within their own software packages. And also by selecting some or all of them, you can place holds, so place multiple holds all at one time on everything in your cart as well. So a quick way of placing reservations. I haven't really got time to show you placing reservations today. Okay, so that's your cart. If you wanted to keep search results for longer, you can use lists instead. So you can create your own lists, and these are retained within your account. So a user could come back and log in another time and their list would still be there. So the folder is a temporary holder, if you like, for search results, whereas lists is more permanent. And you can use the lists as well as library staff to create reading lists and that kind of thing as well. So here you can see there's a number of sort of reading lists here of catalogue records as well. Very quickly, if I just go, because I can see I've got about 5 minutes left. If I go into a record itself, just so you can see a little bit of detail here. This is a detailed record, so you've got the bibliographic details at the top, and then you've got the holdings records underneath. So this has just got one item attached to it. You can see you can add little icons. You can choose which columns display here, so you can customize that as you wish. And also within the bibliographic record, you've got these nice hyperlinks. So if I clicked on any of these, Koha would run another keyword search on these terms, so you can sort of extend your search if you wanted to. I was just going to pick out a couple of things on here. One of them is more searches. which is quite a nice, useful resource, and I thought might be useful for perhaps students, nursing and medical students who might be who would be linked to a local university. So you could add university in here as a search target, and if you clicked on here, it would search for this book within that library catalogue. So might be a useful way again of extending your searches to look in other catalogues. And finally on here, send to device is a nice new feature that's just been added to Koha in the last couple of versions. It allows you to scan a QR code just to save a record very quickly. So, you could save it to your phone for later. So again, all ways that you can sort of make use of your catalogue search results and save them and use them later. So that's sort of a real sort of picking and choosing some things from the search and search results really to show this afternoon. The final thing I wanted to look at was my account. So it's hidden behind my little box here, but I can click on my name up here and go to my account. It's a very clear screen here. I mean, this is our demo system, so we've got lots of content on there and lots of things switched on. But down here, you see we've got this summary of different tabs, so you can very clearly see what you've got out on loan, what's overdue, what charges you have. I'm a member of a club here, so this is, I think, a reading group. I'm a member of a club. Shows my reservations, so any holds that I've got within the system. Again, it very clearly shows me this one's waiting for me to pick up, this one's in transit to the library that I want to pick it up from, this one's outstanding. So very, very clear sort of layout for your users to use. And here at the end is my article request that I placed a bit earlier. Lots of options for your users to see their search history, check their privacy, all sorts of options down the left-hand side here, which I haven't got time to go into. The only thing I did want to show you was the interlibrary loan requests. So similar to the journal article request that I did earlier, but obviously that was just from stock within the catalogue, whereas interlibrary loan requests would be requests for material at other libraries. I've got a few requests here outstanding already. I'm just going to create a new request so you can see how it works. I've got two places to request from. One is the British Library, so that's the British Library Document Supply Service. And then there's a generic form as well. So you choose really which forms you make available on the OPAC. I'm going to do a BLDS search. Copyright clearance declaration, first of all, which I need to accept. And then I see a form to fill in. Now, actually here we're linked to the British Library API. So we're actually going to search the British Library in real time. Hopefully I've picked an example that will bring us back some results. I'm just picking from the Lancet Journal. It's a journal article. Education Library. So this has brought back results from the British Library. And if I can find the article that I want, I can just going off the screen at the side, whoops. I can just request that. I'm just going to click on request there. And that's now in my list down here, and it's showing as a new request. Now again, hopefully Fiona's going to get the chance to show you that request within the ILL module in Koha on the staff side later on this afternoon, and she can show you how you would then process that request. So I'm nearly out of time, I think. So hopefully that's given you a sort of brief overview. Hope it's shown you how easy it is to customise the OPAC for your needs, how easy it is for your users to make use of the OPAC and the catalogue and to find resources. and hopefully it's shown you how sort of Koha has lots of different capabilities, lots of different features, things being sort of added all the time. So thank you very much for your time. I think there's going to be opportunities for questions later on.